Okay, morning. Get the dog up, get ready to go. You gotta get up, get the mind right. Mind right, get the walk on in. Okay, this is gonna be a great day for all of us. How do we know that? Because of real estate. How do we know that? Okay. How are we gonna talk about these seller financing deals? What do we have to do to get them going? What is today about? First of all, what do we do in the morning? First of all, gotta get positive. What happens when we positive? When positive things come to us, correct? All right. What are we gonna talk about today? Negotiating the deal, creating a win-win scenario. How do we create a win-win scenario for me and for the seller and for the investor? There's three people always involved, which is the investor, which could be you, your own money. Remember, money is a tool, its own entity, it's itself. So either you're the investor, your own account's investor, or you brought in another investor, or the bank is investor, private money lender's investor, wherever it is, whatever the money is, we always got to look at it as an investment. Because anytime we use our money, somebody else's money, whatever it is, we are doing what? What we doing, dog? What we doing? What we doing, girl? What we doing? We have to get a return on investment on our money, whatever it is, so we know that. So when we're doing a negotiation on a deal or a seller financing deal, which again, we're coming in as the seller is now the bank, because most likely the house is paid off or the mortgage balance is very low. So how do we negotiate the deal? The first we have to go through is what we have to do is what? We have to underwrite the deal. So when you underwrite the deal, which means find out everything you know about the deal, find out the mortgage balance, what they owe, which should be zero, find out why the reasons you think that they're selling is because they're just trying to move on, move out of town, they have cash issues, family issues, divorce. What is the reason why they're doing owner financing? Are they just trying to enjoy loan rates? You have some people who say, okay, you know what, my house is paid off, it's $400,000, and all I want to do is collect interest on it for the rest of my life. So those people are a little bit hard to negotiate, because when I come in trying to get a 3 or 4% interest rate on their loan amount, they don't want it. They want 7%. They want 8%. I had one guy, he wants 9% of the earnings money. That's his strategy investors. So now how do we try to make those work? How do we come in and try to negotiate? Okay, you know what? Hey, you want 8%, you want over 30 years. You know what? I can give you 8%, but I need 3% now. So if I get 3% now, 4% now over the next 2 years, I can come back and enjoy that. You can get that rate on the back end. But more than likely, I didn't refinance out. I didn't get what I wanted. They got what they wanted. Everybody wins. So to negotiate a seller financing deal, first you have to learn how to underwrite the deal. I need you to get my book on underwriting the deals. It's a free download. I'm going to give it to you for free. You're going to learn how to negotiate, how to underwrite. Now, when you learn how to negotiate and underwrite the deal, you need to know what the property is selling for. What is my down payment? What's my entry fee? What are the taxes? What are the HOAs? What are the rent rates? What are any other factors that'll stop my cash flow? What'll stop the money I have coming in, the money I have coming in, and the money we have to pay to service the debt. And then if we have investors in our money, somebody else's money, or whatever it is, we need to know how much we have to give them ROI, return on investment, for that debt. Okay, so we have to manage the debt, give the investor, ourself, or whoever, return on their investment. And we have to what? Most importantly, we're buying for what? Appreciation. Again, these houses, 300, 400,000. How long do I need to hold it, class? We're listening? 10 to 12 years. If I can hold it for 10 to 12 years, what happens every 10 to 12 years in real estate? What happens? The property does what? Doubles. So what I have to do, my job is to manage the debt, hold the debt, pay off my investors, do whatever I got to do to control the properties. I have 6 kids. My oldest daughter is Joy, 26 years old. she's about to give me a granddaughter. So what happens is I have to do what? Build generational wealth. My granddaughter, she'll be here within a year. So that one granddaughter, if I was to purchase this property right here, manage the debt, this one is going to be my granddaughter's. So what happens is I have to control that property for 15 years. So in 15 years, I control it, manage the debt. That property is now $800,000. I put up $400,000 for my granddaughter by holding that property for 15 years. Now she has generational wealth if I did 10, 15 properties. Again, for each child, for each whoever it is, you have to see, okay, where do I want to set my child up at? Where do I want to set my children up at? Okay, I want to control 10 of these. I want to control 10 properties like that, which is not hard to do, super easy. I'm going to grab one every 6 months, you say. I don't want to be heavy in real estate. I'm going to grab 10 properties, then I'm going to put it up for my daughter. So within 10 years, 12 years, I got $4 million set up for her. So that's our strategy now is, as you're getting older in life, you're not at the point where you're 20 years old. Like me, I'm 45 years old, 15 years to retirement, 20 years to retirement. So what do I have set up for my children? I have to acquire real estate to begin it, because real estate appreciates and the money inflates. So I can't right now, at the age and the rate I am, put up and save enough money for my children and save for my grandchildren and save up enough wealth to make sure they're okay. Even if I was to save $100,000 a year for them, I can't beat the rate of inflation, and I can't beat the rate of return of real estate. So it makes more sense for me to just grab a property for my daughter, manage the debt, enjoy the cash flow, sign it over to them in the will, whatever, at that time, each one. So how many properties can I attain in how many years? Again, that's how you have to be thinking. Wealth creation. If I can control 20, if I can buy 20 properties, manage those debts, if I can buy 10 properties, if I can buy one property, I guarantee you it's more than your 401k, it's more than your IRA, it's more than any amount of money that you can save. You will never, ever, ever be able to beat the appreciation of real estate. So now that's why I use seller financing, because now I can come in, buy these properties with 20% down, with only cash. Girl, you come on. With only control them with 20%. Okay, how do we get to 20%? Either personal savings, either an investor, or through credit, business credit. So when you buy it, when you use your 20% through business credit, you have to make sure that the rate in which you get the money will cover the debt, which means, okay, if I need $50,000 down to do this deal, this $50,000 down, I'm going to control a 20%. I'm going to control $200,000 property for $50,000. So now, can I manage the debt? $50,000 payments on that should be how much? At 8%. So if I'm getting $50,000 at 8% a year, $400, what happens? Is it what, $4,000? What? Is it worth it? Heck yeah. $50,000 and I'm paying 8%. So that means annually I'm paying what? Extra what? $4,000. So now I'm paying $54,000 for that property. And I control the $200,000 asset, in which what, in 12 years it's going to be worth $400,000. So now I'm going to cash flow it, right? I'm going to cash flow it. Why? Because I need to what? Service the debt, make a return, and do what? Pay off everything that I need to actually acquire the property. Then do what's the next plan after that? How do I pull my money out, my 20% that I put into it? It's in the property. So I bought a house for $100,000, which we don't do, too small of a value. I bought a house for $100,000. We put down 20%. We put down $20,000, correct? Okay. Now, when we refinance in 6 to 12 months, sometimes 3 months, we're going to refinance and pull out what? $75,000. At that time, what do? We restructure the note to the seller when we gave him $20,000. Now we restructure and we do what? We pay him the extra money on top, pay us back for the $20,000, right? $20,000, we got to pay ourselves back, or the investor back. Put the $20,000, we have $75,000 now. We pay ourselves back with that, right? Pay the investor back, restructure the note, and pay the seller a couple more dollars. Now we have a new $75,000 note. Everybody's paid. We own the property. We control the property with a 75% debt. And what's going to happen? It's in our portfolio. And in our portfolio, what happens? In 10 to 12 years, 15 years, it doubles. So how many properties do you want to control? How many do you want to control? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. these 7 properties. 7 properties, $400,000 with $2.8 million. So if I own these properties right here, I manage the debt, what happened? My net worth has just grown to my retirement just from these. In 15 years, I have $2 million in retirement. Is your job doing that? Is your job saying, okay, hey, you can get these properties. You're gonna make a few thousand a month, because in these properties probably should be cash flowing. If we own these properties here, we probably cash flowing probably $400 each times 7. So we're gonna pay $2,800 a month. So we're gonna make $2,800 a month on these. I'm gonna pay you $2,800 a month, and then in 15 years, I'm gonna give you $2 million. And you know what? You can put a property manager over to do all the work. So you can sit back and pay them 10%. So you got to pay them $280. So you're only going to get, so if you're bringing in $2,800, whatever it is, you got to pay 10% of the total amount. So you got to pay them 10%. So you paid your managing people 10%. So you don't have to do any work. They manage the debt. They paid it. And in 12 years, you double. Southern Finance is the way to go. Say goodbye, doggy.